There are many simple things in the world. Shovels. They are all different. Gardening shovel. Unloading shovel. Children's shovel. But there is also a different shovel. We use it when we come to the position. In short time, it helps us dig a trench which saves us from bullets. If a tank will pass over the trench, there is a high probability that it will not cause any harm to the soldier. We dig in the ground, deeper, and then connect the trenches with our friends to the left. In just a few hours, trenches are all connected. When we do not have an axe, we can use a shovel to cut a loaf of bread. A soldier uses a shovel as a paddle, crossing the wide river under enemy fire. If we run out of ammunition, we will use a shovel again, and then we'll move on. And when we get the order to stop, we'll take a shovel again and build around us an impregnable fortress. This fortress is defended by the army of Ukraine, our army.
A lot of people look at us as robots or just out doing a job, but everything we see and do affects us just like it does everybody else.
A lot of problems with first responders and veterans is that now we're in a battlefield that's very different.
I've lost more friends to suicide than I did in combat, and it really hurts.
When you push the human envelope to those maximum extents, physically, psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually, and then you pull that plug, nothing prepares you for the silence. Nothing prepares you for that void.
You can't come that close to death without it having some effect on you.
I'll never forget my wife telling me, you know, you're not the same Brett that I married.
What War Horses does is it puts you in that environment to, in essence, look in the mirror. But that mirror's that horse. And that horse is going to tell you where you're at.
You got to relax. You got to calm down. You got to slow your mind down and just think about this one thing, controlling that horse.
The first thing we do before we get on a horse, we breathe. Let go of everything. Let go of everything in your head. If I don't let go of everything, I cannot be present with the horse.
It's magic. I just started crying. It was the first time in my life that I literally let everything go.
Compassion, generosity, love. All of these things trickle back into what it is to be a human being.
It's completely changed me.
All the confidence I had lost, it started coming back working with these horses. They've given me my life back.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar, a straight-up omelet bar. And now look, my former intern's tossing me down a bottomless... That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
You said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch. Yeah. This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll. Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Break 'em off some.
Broadcasting live to all you haters out there. Oh man, Happy New Year! Broadcasting live in our year of what year is this? Is this going to be a train wreck year? 2023. Broadcasting deep within the basement of the Pentagon. Oh, what'd you like to know? How you guys doing? I'm your host. In the gunner seat, I got the... Shit, who are you again? I got shipwrecked. My bad, bro. Just fucking with you.
2023. Great way to start. Forgetting my name.
Oh,
That's
man.
all right.
I was like, what are these buttons again? That's right. Hope everybody had a good piss test. Wait, I think some individuals are not going back to work until Tuesday, tomorrow. So, anyhow. Welcome back. I hope everybody's doing. I had to break the rust and crack the knuckles and holy shit, I had to figure out what I didn't know what to do with my hands. It's gonna be another murder hornets year. That's right. I hope so. I want the meteor to hit. Having some conversations with the family. You know, first off, I would like to thank Southwest Airlines for completely ruining my trip. Thank you so much. Thank you, Southwest. Thank you so much. The trip never started. Do you have any issues with the any travel issues, shipwreck during the holidays?
Oh, no, just the fear for my life. Other than that, my travel issues were wonderful.
Yeah, speaking of which, you were talking about this phenomenon around where you're at, and there seems to be some sort of like activity that I think you even said it's possibly a national security type thing. You know what I mean?
There's always a national security type thing where I live, on the border and stuff. But basically I went, got my passport, got my permits, went deep into Mexico, which I like to do a couple times a year. It's nice. Great weather, by the way.
Of course.
But on the way there, it's driving is fun, going about 120 miles an hour, and you play chicken nonstop, passing cars. Playing chicken as the other cars are coming, that's the way it is in Mexico. Going up and down the mountains, going 120 miles an hour, cliff on left and cliff on your right. And you pray to God that no one slips. But getting there, life was fun. Hiked up there in the mountains and basically got away from power, electricity, and everything, and did it old school way, man. Did what people call barbacoa down in you dig a little hole and you cook barbacoa in the ranch. Basically cow meat and stuff or goat meat.
You're doing ranch shit.
Soil.
Yeah, you were doing ranch stuff.
Yeah, range stuff, man. Porta John, like you would do in the army, good old days.
You in the field and shit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Burn your trash, everything, Maybe I could claim that on my DD-214, But on the way back now, and of course we stop on the border, do our border things. But I literally was parked for 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, I saw just about every nationality pass by my car in 20 minutes. The only nationalities that did not pass were Oriental locations throughout the world. I saw Colombians, I saw Venezuelans, I saw Haitians, I saw everyone in Southern America, Chile. You could tell where they're from, right?
Yeah.
And 90% of them were men. I only saw for the 3 hours I had to wait in line and all that too, coming back, it's always a long line. I only saw 4 families that was a wife and kids. 4. And my 30 minutes parked where I was, get my goods, and then 3 hours in line. That's it. The rest were men. And some of the guys that walked by, I told my kids, keep the doors locked, because you could tell in their eyes those people that's seen those dark places, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. You just looking at some. It's not. You're not really profiling, but you're kind of like seeing some shadiness. You know what I mean? Like so suspicious stuff, right?
Yeah, you could tell. You see the mannerism. You know how it is in the military. You pay attention to the details. You know,
right. Exactly.
The way they're walking and holding their body postures, and the look in their eyes. You know, that look in the eyes never goes away when people been down that road of difficult times or very good at their skill sets. That you just know that look. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I had to turn on some light switches seeing some of those guys and hoping nothing went stupid, but it was all good. Came back, was very successful, good family trip. Looking forward to do it again, and hopefully I see less people trying to migrate to the United States. Tons of people migrating right now, and camps everywhere, tents, you name it. It's getting ridiculous. And it's actually starting to hurt the economy over there. And
yeah, dude, I heard Mexicans are complaining about all the white people showing up. There's white people immigrating into Mexico. Do we need to secure our white? Do we need to secure the borders from? Does Mexico need to secure their borders from white people coming over? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just like stirring shit.
There's a lot of white people that go over there and come back and forth. You know, you got.
Yeah, but these are Mexicans complaining about Americans, I should say. It doesn't matter if it's white or whatever. They're saying they're Americans. They're coming over and saying they're coming in and I don't want to sound like white people, but the Mexicans are saying they took our jobs. You know what I mean? They're saying the same thing. It's being run all over by Americans teleworking because they're making some good money and they're taking that money down to Mexico and living there because it's cheaper to live there because the rent here in the States is so astronomical and you can't buy a home without dropping a freaking 20-30% down and it's a $250,000 home and it's only got 1 bedroom, and then of course the individual people who sell these plots of land think that hey no low ballers, I know what I got, you know what I mean, and I'm like this is a hovel on a piece of rocky dirt that you can't even build.
You know, I'd move over there in a heartbeat if I could bring my freedom devices and not worry about going to jail. I would in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, exactly that, Dan. The whites are fucking up the property value. Oh, watch out. Everybody, hold on to your money. The white people are moving in. Sorry. I just think it's funny that's a flip. It's flipped now. It's Mexicans, it's Mexico complaining that too many white people are hanging out in Mexico City. These damn whites are hanging out here and they're bringing down the property values, you know? I mean, it's just funny how racial, I guess you would say racial stereotypes or racial dialogue going back and forth of who is degrading. Hey, what's up? Happy New Year's, Noemi. Who is degrading property values? I always say that, that minorities are lowering property values and stuff like that. And I just think it's funny that Mexicans are saying that whites are lowering the value of their property. So it's like, oh, these white people. These white. Exactly.
You were told that?
What's that?
You were told that by.
This is on. This is on mainstream. This is on mainstream news, dude. As a matter of fact, some of the left-wing media even says they like to turn it around going, well, now Mexicans are being racist because, that's the new thing now. If you want to call a minority racist or white supremacist, just pick a Mexican because that's the easiest target to go to. They'll never say anything else. But as soon as you say, hey, that person is a white supremacist and he's racist. Yeah, but he's Mexican. Doesn't matter. He's white supremacist. And I'm like, No, for real. There are some mainstream media outlets that have reported about this. I think it's Now This or some shit like that. That complaint that they're talking about how even the Mexicans are saying, "Hey, look, you white people need to get out of Mexico City. You need to get out of here." It's fucking hilarious. It's because it's the standard the standard old stereotypes that white people used about lowering property values are now the Mexicans saying the same thing about white people. So I just think it's funny. Everybody knows that white liberals anyways are the downfall of society, and that's why fucking, it's hilarious. Vice had a good one too. Yeah, exactly. I don't like Vice, but it's funny how they turned it around. That now they're saying that Mexicans are being xenophobic.
I don't know where they're getting that information from. I have to disagree with them with
You're right.
first-hand knowledge.
No.
With first-hand knowledge.
First-hand
it's
knowledge.
not the case.
First-hand knowledge. It's the Latinx, the Latinx. I had a lot of time since Southwest, decided to kill my travels on a multi-leg trip. Let's put it this way: I had not even gotten a chance to book anything before I was able to fly the fuck out. That's how bad. That's how far back it went with Southwest when it came to. Because I always like flying out of Southwest. So it it was fucking hilarious that seeing this. It was hilarious looking it up and someone. And I'm being trolled right now by somebody who claims that I am a white supremacist and I'm nothing but a boogaloonie bigot. And I just laugh my fucking ass off because everybody who really knows who I am, I come from a heavy Latino black and white upbringing. So I laugh my ass off when, again, it's that standard thing. Oh, he doesn't look like he's racist. Fuck him. He's racist. He's racist. The drugs coming from Mexico killed more people than 9/11. So why do not treat it like a terrorist attack and invade? Because we are the G's, amigo. If you're invading my country or just think about it from the Afghans' point of view, or think about it from the Iraqis' point of view, or think about it from a Mexican's point of view. If you are invading, you're going to see the same shit, and we don't have the heart. The Mexican community, the Latino community, if we were to invade Mexico, there's a book about that too. It's like Courage Under Fire or Courage from Fire or something like that, or Courage. It's a book. It's an old book. I gotta look it up. Where we go to war with Mexico. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's written by some tankers and some Met guys. Thanks, Sports Bar. I appreciate your support. The Sports Bar shouting out some support. Dude, if you're a white supremacist, then I'm Nelson Mandela. Yes, exactly. Sports Bar, they know some of the, like I said, people know some of my biological / girl, familial background. So when I hear that, you're a white supremacist. This guy's a boogaloonie bigot. Don't know. Anyways.
Hey, the shoe fits, the shoe fits. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
There's no. I know some go out by saying somebody's racist by saying whatever, but they're exactly that, Gary. As a matter of fact, let me hang on. Let me see. Let me look at. Matter of fact, Mexico, white people. I think I'll just Google that up and then see what happens. Matter of fact, we might just watch it too, so you could see for yourself. Mexican.
Don't do spread of misinformation now.
Me spreading? The Grand Admiral of Propaganda, would spread misinformation? No.
Okay, just double checking here. So we both have first-hand knowledge, and hey, $50 for 4 months worth of power, you can't beat that though.
Okay, let's see. Did I ever notice a lot of people talking about deleting an account, but never actually blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I like the one where I'm reading this off of some Twitter notes too. I like when a bunch of white people move to Mexico and the native population complain on how they're taking their jobs and refuse to learn the language. I was laughing my ass off when I saw this. And then again, I was being called a Mexican supremacist because I laughed at it and I was making jokes about it and popping memes saying, yeah, it's fucking funny. Hang on. So let me see. Trying to say to be proactive and protect American lives, which isn't going to happen, which is reactive with overflow, just fentanyl coming in. Just eliminate the sources of deadly drugs and save lives. Right. Well, however, You actually have to do something. So if we're going to track down the source of fentanyl that's being trafficked from where? See, the last time we said something was coming from another country, that was considered racist as well, like Rona. You know what I mean? So isn't that like part of fucking, isn't where most of the fentanyl is coming from? It's coming from China?
You can't say that.
Yeah, exactly. And you can't say that. And well, no, we could say that because we're not going to get we'll get Zuck, but we won't get Twittered. We won't get musked because Elon's just letting some shit.
Well, it depends if the FBI gets involved or not, or the White House.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, fentanyl is coming from China. That's what everyone's saying. So every time, here's the thing: every time I see the Border Patrol bust a bunch of people for fentanyl, cool. Hey, they're doing their job. And that's what they're supposed to be doing. That they're doing their job. So cool. But the only way is we have to stop the demand. So where's this demand coming from? Where is the demand coming from? They're not going to stop this because if you look at San Francisco, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, you're looking at all these cities that are what's another? Well, there was another city. Hell, not even Mexico City, fucking, because they'll fight that shit. But New York too. You got druggies doing some stuff. Why is it that we're so quick to not help out individuals who need help? Some of them don't even want it. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. But hang on. Let me see some of the comments in here. Somebody said some stuff. But you know, to your point though. About that going to invade Mexico ain't gonna work, ain't gonna happen. If anything else, you have the Latino population in this country will whoever goes in and invades, they won't do it. It's a reciprocal relationship, a symbiotic relationship. It's almost like they purposely want illegal immigration to happen so that way each of their agendas can be fulfilled, whether it be exploiting immigrants for picking fields, for doing quote unquote jobs that Americans won't even have, that don't want to do. I think it's an exploitation thing for me. That's just me.
Well, they need to change the laws if that's the case.
But you what was that? With what?
Well,
with what part?
Well, change the laws because people are saying what white people don't want to go work in the farms and stuff like that, and we can use immigration people to help us with that. Well, you can't hire any illegals.
What do you mean
you
you
can't
hire?
trouble?
You mean you can't hire any illegals? Have you not seen Amazon? Have you not seen some of the processing plants like Dole, Tyson Chicken? You've not seen that shit? I mean,
I've seen that shit. Yeah, I have. But when you're not as big as them in a smaller business, you get jammed up pretty quick.
Well,
so,
I want to. I'll tell you what. I would start with all the wineries in Napa Valley, and all in Central California, where Barbara Boxer, Nancy Pelosi, and all the California elites, and see who's picking their grapes. See who's processing their grapes. See if those immigrants that are there picking those grapes in those fields are getting the supposed minimum wage, or in McFarland, or in Bakersfield. See how many of those farmers are paying the minimum wage that they're all the living wage that they're all crying about.
The new minimum wage or the old minimum wage?
There ain't no. That's what I'm saying. What is the fucking minimum wage, anyways? What is it?
It actually changes in 2023.
Well, congratulations! It's 2023. What is it?
Yeah, I know. A lot of states has changed their minimum wages, and California was one of them. Where did it go? I just was talking about it a couple hours ago.
I just hit it. Yep. Thank you. Somebody just sent me the link. The link. 1550 in California.
To 1575. Depends on the industry.
Yeah. 1550. 1550. Yep. So the way I see it, anytime somebody likes to talk shit about how immigration needs to be fixed or immigration needs to have that, I first say, look at especially, and it's both parties too, the Republicans and the Democrats always talk out of their ass of this shit. So if you say, hey, look, 15.50 an hour is according to two sources. Thank you. That's from California.gov, their Department of so the rate changes due to minimum wage increase January 1st, 2023 due to the enactment of Senate Bill SB 3. The California minimum wage will increase to $15.50 an hour. $15.50. Now, you know there's businesses and you know there's farmers out there and you know there's picking plants and you know there's that do not want to pay $15.50. And as soon as they find out that someone's without papeles, then guess what happens? What happens? They're going to go, they're not going to, yeah, well, we're going to pay you this much or we're going to tell la migra. That's what they do. That's what they fucking do. So spare me the fucking crying and complaining. And I will say this, I've not this phenomenon of white people Americans moving to Mexico City or Guadalajara or moving to deeper into Mexico to telework there to buy and all this stuff. I want to know. This is new. I think this is kind of new. I mean, ever since the pandemic happened, I just started hearing about this, and I'm thinking, holy shit, there's white people in Mexico. I mean, there's white people in Mexico, but there's Americans in Mexico, and it's again, I think it's a huge fucking irony that Mexicans are complaining that all they're doing is coming over, taking our jobs. They don't speak our language. They don't, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, oh my God, dude. Pookie says there's about a bunch of fast food automate their curious to see how their internet is. You know what is there? In some areas in their internet's not too bad.
Yeah, actually,
and their what do they call it? Their botica electronica. They're not in their little internet cafes. They're pretty fast.
Oh yeah,
they're pretty cool. I wish racism wasn't brought up, and I love the fact that this country I serve as a beacon of hope, and people here want to move to seek asylum, and they should be welcome. And if it's legit, and if there's problems to be fixed in daily drug flow, it's a huge problem. Yes, exactly that. I agree. My childhood dream before I could speak English was to be a soldier in the United States Army. And guess what? I got to fulfill that dream. Bucket list checked. And there you go. You're right. It's awesome. It is. 5G. 5G gringos. 5 gringos. It's 5G. I see the little thing right there. You see what fucking Joe put in there? But 5G. Yeah, 5G. They got it down there. Exactly. 5 gringos. But you're right.
And how many wands are setting up that tower then?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. Oh no, how many Mexican citizens are setting up those towers down there? You know what I mean? Are these companies outsourcing the help as well? Are the companies like for Verizon or AT&T or T-Mobile or whatever, when they're setting up those cell towers, are they actually? I can't remember what cast down there in Mexico. Fuck, dude, it's been a minute. What's the internet provider down there? I can't remember what it was. Anyways, they some of those IT companies bring their own workers. They don't hire. They don't supplement into the economy there in the Mexican economy. And so you're right. It's a great American, the great American melting pot, like the old freaking Schoolhouse Rock videos used to play. And it's important that we welcome all immigrants. This is supposed to be an asylum. This is supposed to be a safe haven. And of course, still, taxation is theft. That's right. Speed of taxation.
Less tax in Mexico.
Yeah, I was about to say, there is less tax in Mexico.
Yeah.
There's less taxes. Well,
were you talking about the Telcel?
Yes.
Is what we were trying to talk about?
Yeah. I was trying to remember who runs that. Who runs that down there? It's been a minute. It's been a
while.
So, new state minimum for going into effect. So, California has the highest currently right now. California, Washington, and Oregon. So, California is $15.50. Matter of fact, let me just do a screen cap because I'll just screen cap this because I'm tired of. I want to screen cap this shit. Hang on.
Got to put those receipts out,
I got to put those receipts out because people are going to go, what do you mean? It's not bullshit. It's proof. It's not proof. There we go. All right. Let me put it. It's I hate doing PowerPoint. Fuck PowerPoint. There is no power in your points from the old sage saying there, the office saying.
And that's from a legit media outlet.
That's from a legit media outlet. Is any outlet legit nowadays?
Okay, mainstream. Let's say mainstream.
There you go. Let's see. So, man, so you're better off what? You're better off living in fucking in California, but the price to live in California is so astronomical. Is that a living wage? Like $15.50 in some states is fucking, that's good loot. That's a good income.
Yeah. Very true.
Xfinity.
I can see them raising it to $8-9, but 15, 14.
Look at that, dude. You got all those East Coast right there. They're also talking about, and it's gonna. Ooh, man, talk about kicking off a kick. Let's kick off a fucking a good topic. Murder doesn't cut it in DC. Housing murders you, along with the inhabitants there in DC. You will get murdered. It's pretty bad. Did you hear? Like, speaking, since we're trashing on California, did you hear? California's like, they're like setting together some reparations, a program for reparations in California. Did you hear about that?
I heard something, but I didn't get the quite details on that. Something like want to be having money based off of years and family or something that did this or that. I kind of turned my ears off on that.
I kind of saw when I saw people talking about reparations in California. Now look, it's a very sensitive topic. Reparations, it is, but I don't think a state that wasn't part of the Union and wasn't part of, I don't know, that whole kind of wasn't part of that shit. Wasn't even part. There, as a matter of fact, there were I don't recall plantations in California. I don't call it. I don't see the connection there. Now, a southern state or fucking, in the deep south or part of the Confederacy, and I could see the lineage back and forth, and I could see the discussion. I'm not saying I support it or not. I could see the discussion. California actually was not part of the South or not part of the Confederacy. There was a small rebellion that was going to be put up, but motherfuckers had enough of that bullshit to where, especially in, because that was part of Mexico at the time, they just squashed it. No such thing. There was never, or whatever. There were some certain cities, little counties that try to do that crap. Nah. Now, if you want me to be progressive and I want to be my hippie self, I decided to put my little peace sign on my hat. No, I'm sorry, that's the WTF Nation hat. If anything else, if anybody who needs reparations are the Chinese and Mexicans and the indigenous tribes that were used there for the gold rush and to build the Great Railroad, if we want to talk about reparations. We want to talk about that. Let's get some reparations for them. If you're trying to line. Oh yeah, and the Irish too. Yeah, there was a heavy fucking movement there. Yeah, go the gold rush stuff. I don't know, all this makeup shit. I don't know. Like I said, any other state, I wouldn't give a shit about that. But reparations from California paying reparations for that stuff, a fucking stretch and a half. Generations of families have picked and built railroads and mined for gold. And I don't recall in California, in history in California, that being part of it. As a matter of fact, we kind of laughed at the Civil War, like stupid Confederacy. It was made fun of. That's why I never understood when we saw Confederate flags flying over California. I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you flying Confederate flag? This is fucking. I don't see that shit. Exactly that. The Chinese do have a larger claim to reparations than anything else. How about all the missions and the Mexicans that were taken? We can go further back in time. That's right, Gary. As a matter of fact, since my trip got ruined, there was a discussion across the family holiday dinner table, partying, entertaining people, and just chilling at the house. And the discussion was, I brought up a question that made everybody go, and clutching pearls and stuff like that.
No way. You don't do that at all.
I don't. I literally just bring topics to the conversation. And it's, I don't know, these people don't know how to handle the topic.
Do you do it in your rocking chair and then lean back with a smile and fold your hands and just look at them in silence afterwards?
I was sitting there with my corncob pipe just going, yeah, Ashley, my dearest Jessica, what would have happened? What California should pay reparations for the rest of the USA for making us endure for the past 30 years. That's a good one, Joe. I like that. You're right. Thank you for
Can we get an amen for that one?
We can get an amen. Yeah, exactly. Holy shit. You have Dianne Feinstein. You have Barbara Boxer. You have you have who else? You have Nancy Pelosi. Woo, man. You're right. So I discussed this, and I said, what if there wasn't? And this got heated because I have indigenous people in my family as well. And I guess this got heated, all right? I said, what would have happened if we didn't do the Western expansion? Who would have won? What would the makeup be today? If we didn't have the Western expansion and everyone decided to just stay right there and didn't want to didn't want to go further, past the Mississippi and yada, yada. What would it look like? What tribe would be the most dominant factor in the country, on the continent at that time? If it were today, would it be Mexico? Would it be the Navajo? Would it be the Apache? Man, it was just conversations that just like clutched pearls, because then individuals were like really afraid to not offend indigenous members of the family by discussing what tribe was going to win against another tribe. Like was it going to be the Apache that was going to be the dominant one, or was it going to be the Navajo or the Sioux? And then watching indigenous families going back and forth of who was the weaker tribe. That's when I sat back in my corncob pipe with my freaking rocking chair going, yep, my dearest Jessica, today the Indians in the family are fighting over who's going to win if we did not do Western expansion. Mexico would have eventually taken it. Yep, see, that's another one too. Yeah, it was just one of those what if situations, and it's what happened if we didn't do the Western expansion, if we as the United States of America only stopped halfway, what would have happened? You know what I mean? What would have been, it was pretty funny watching family members all of a sudden look at each other with side eye. It was like, no, I know you just didn't ask that. I'm like, what? Just asking. What? Whatever. I think the Cherokees were the largest. See, that's another thing too, because like I said, there were some indigenous members of the family that were like, oh yeah, that was a good question. They were kind of laughing and stuff like that. They had a good sense of humor. Other ones, like I said, were giving some side eye. Mexican side of the family, of course, with the adornment of headdresses, I think would have
the lines would have been invaded.
There would have been some chests opened up. Give us your hearts. Hawaiians definitely would have been invaded. Yep, Hawaiians. Well,
they would have to build a boat to get there to start with.
Yeah, exactly. That's like asking what Pookie says. What if Rome didn't fall? What if it didn't, and we just think it did? What if we think Rome didn't fall? What if Rome didn't fall at all? Oh.
I think you need to get that tinfoil hat off.
I think, emotional damage. I saw that meme that everyone's like emotional damage. So again, I discussing most of the stuff too is kind of funny because a lot of family members friends were snowed in, so it was like a lot of FaceTime conversations and stuff. It was pretty cool. It was almost like we were being locked down in the pandemic again. Almost.
That might come in a couple of years again.
Yeah. Japan hollering at you. They rolled the entire South Pacific. He said, yeah. Didn't Star Trek cover that? Star Trek covered the what was that episode where it was as if the Nazis won World War II or something like that, or that. There's another a Man from High Castle too. That's another what if situation. America is the new Roman Empire, technically. Technically.
For how much longer?
Bro, that's what I'm saying. 2023, burn it the fuck down. Every time Elon posts Twitter files or he gives Twitter files to post up, I love it.
Oh, people are puckering.
Oh, people are crying big. The latest one is how much the FBI was involved. The latest one of how much Twitter was used with the collaborative efforts with the Department of Defense to conduct psychological operations. That was a Voyager episode. You know what? That's a good. There was a Voyager. Speaking of which, there was a Voyager episode, Star Trek Voyager.
Okay.
That was the episode where I can't remember what it was called, but I'm gonna like reveal some nerddom here. Chakotay was captured, and he come to find out that he was captured by a race of aliens that evolved from the dinosaurs. And they were an advanced race of aliens, but they were from the dinosaurs. They managed to fly, away. Like there were some dinosaurs millions of years ago that were like Matt Damon that couldn't fucking fly, that didn't understand anything. But then there was another set of dinosaurs that could do something, and they were able to achieve space flight. And then they were captured. They captured Chakotay, and then one of the dinosaur scientists couldn't believe that the dinosaurs came from Earth, and then his what was it? His boss, I guess you'd say, or one of his government boss supervisors, said that it was against doctrine to believe that dinosaurs came from Earth. It's a fascinating fucking story. Fascinating story. Fascinating episode. Sorry, I'm late. I had a flashback of my E6 yelling at his third wife over the cell phone at the back garrison area. I'm good again. Oh wow, sorry about it, man. Third wife, really? Pff, amateur. I was already
amateur.
I was already in my 8th when I was a sergeant first class. Yeah, brings up Planet of the Apes, exactly.
You get past a dozen though.
That's classified. You stop counting after 12. Let's see. What was that? Quinn says there's a potential for a French expansion northward out in Mexico at one point, and the U.S. westward expansion put a check on that with a Mexican uprising against Maximilian into that. Correct. To include, though, the Battle of Puebla, which is celebrated on Cinco de Mayo, where the Mexican army destroyed French forces that were trying to assist in supporting the Confederacy, which is why I always toast. If you celebrate, let's put it this way, if you celebrate Cinco de Mayo, and you like putting on fucking sombreros, and you like to drink Cinco de Mayo, drink all of it because you're actually supporting the end of the Confederacy. There you go. I think it's hilarious. Well, Ryan girls wanted reparations. I thought only three divorces to qualify for sergeant first class. No, that was just from promotion to master sergeant. That's it. The more you get, see, that's the thing is keeping your bills and paying your baby mamas and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You got to maintain you got to diversify your bonds with Wu-Tang investments because they ain't nothing to fuck with, right? Wu-Tang. Yeah. But what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Mexicans complaining about why. Let me see. I gotta go back here. So, anyways, that was to imagine what would happen if we didn't do any Western expansion. What would the country look like? Without us expanding, what would it look like? Mexico. See, what was the topic here? Mexico dealing with foreigners. How do you say that? How do you say to what's up, Musa? YOLO. Foreigners doing business in Mexico since NAFTA, yada yada yada. I'm trying to find. It was an article here. Inequality. Should Mexico follow other countries and refuse excess powers from foreign investors? Yeah, see that's not it. No, I appreciate it. There were people complaining again. I have to pull it up. We'll probably, if I find it, we'll post it on WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page to laugh about it because I think it's hilarious that white people are complaining about how they're what was that promotion to sergeant first class only needs 2% more body fat than allowed, 2 divorces and 2 child support for a kid that isn't yours, and a draft P2 profile. How many DUIs? Another conversation that came up professionally because over the weekend, DUIs. Is a DUI a stigma? And depends on what it is. So, like, if you got a DUI for not being excessive, I know. If you got a DUI and some of the beer drinking in some areas where just one beer or one alcohol or one beverage or half a beverage makes you blow the freaking breathalyzer, it's still considered a DUI in whatever state it is that has this stupid stringent thing. So do you think that it's not a big deal when it comes to DUI as opposed to it being where someone's like heavily drunk? Does that make sense?
Well, it's hard to say. Got to be adult and be responsible with your drinking, but maybe one or two is not going to really make a big difference.
Well,
in my opinion,
I only say this because I have seen the zero tolerance stuff when it comes to DUI, and I think it's funny how the military will turn a blind eye to you, or will turn a blind eye to one thing, but really hits heavy on the DUI stuff. Zero tolerance, of course, you know what I mean? But what does it mean when someone blows a .0001, not even touching on the scale, but then the military will roll in and bust you and say that's a DUI, even though you were cleared from the police, even though they say you're not impaired. Does that make sense?
right.
Zero tolerance from E1 to E6. I've seen that as well. Gary says, you know the rules for your area. Be responsible. I know when I was stationed overseas, if you looked at a drink, you could get busted for DUI because the beer in Germany was so strong.
Oh, that's different over there.
Their alcohol is like, it's like diesel shit, really strong. Their purity laws overseas in Deutschland has a specific strength to it that it must be made. Is it better?
Have you seen those videos of them trying American beers and stuff?
Yeah, oh my God, I know. Yeah, I have seen that. I saw the same one. Did you see the same one where there was a group of abuelas and mamas and tias watching Rachel Ray fucking trying to make pozole? Have you seen that? Dude, it's fucking hilarious, man. I was dying. So zero tolerance in Mississippi. Plan ahead and shows your critical thinking as a leader. German cider beat. Yeah, exactly that. Responsible adult, except for IR these days. You have no choice. I'd walk. What's better if you get a DUI on post and a DUI off post? See, that's the thing. I have seen cases because I've never been busted for a DUI. I would admit it if I was. I've seen cases where some of my soldiers have been busted off post and the charges were dropped, but the unit still wanted to go after it. The unit still wanted to push you for a DUI, and it was off post. Do you think that's legit? Because that was not an argument, but a heavy discussion about drinking and driving and what is considered too much. So like if I have a drink with my dinner and I'm eating dinner and stuff like that, I'm not going to the fucking club, and hanging out.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? I'm having a beer with my dinner.
Well, you're eating it with food. It's going to process different versus an empty stomach. But there's no... I per se in drinking when I have a steak or something, or
I partake as well.
My pasta.
Yeah.
Do I drive home?
Right.
Possibly, but I know if I had a little too many, I got Uber, so
that's right.
I'm adult responsible about it.
Right. Well, I just think Gary brings up a good point that I do think it's messed up that sometimes the military, when there is a drop in a DUI conviction or it says, hey, it's not. In other words, we're wasting paperwork if we're doing it in the Army if the civilians do it. Because that would be like the military busting you for speeding when you got busted for speeding driving your car. You know what I mean? Or driving your POV. Branko says that, of course, the issue is that the UCMJ holds us to a higher standard than the local law. Wow. Okay. Well, that's right. But how much of it is it enforced? How many of you have dropped the F-bomb while serving in the military? Just no shit, honest. How many of you have dropped the F-bomb and said ass, shit, dick, tits, don't be such a pussy, and you've dropped some serious fucking profanity, right? Did you know? Did you know in the UCMJ Article 134, paragraph 89 prohibits the use of indecent language, that you can't even cuss, that you can be convicted and serve prison time if you cuss. And you can fact check me on this. If you cuss in front of a child, you can get thrown in jail. You get busted.
No way.
Yeah, way.
Wow.
Yeah, you
that
can
was
get busted.
never my debrief.
Paragraph. Look it up. Everyone hit their Google machines right now because I got people on Twitter going, bullshit, that's not happening. Just put that. Article 134, paragraph 88. Eric, yeah, go ahead. Article 134, paragraph 89, use of indecent language. I won't even have to look it up. Hi, Joe.
There's also one with
Did you look it up?
Uniform
Did you look it up? Did you look it up?
No, I'm going to take your word. I know you don't talk shit unless you back it up.
I'm about to say, man, you can get busted for having oral sex. The article does not cover the smoke pit. That's right. I'm just telling you, man. You cannot use indecent language. So when it comes to getting a DUI off post and the shit is dropped off and you dropped it, right? You got dropped. Then why is it then your leaders then? Which is really funny because why is it your leaders will push for a DUI for you when the charges were dropped on the civilian side of the house when them themselves, ever been to a fucking hail and farewell? Have you ever been to a freaking, you ever been to like senior, and some of my friends and they will tell you, see you in the chats, some of those senior leaders like to tie one on themselves. Are you good to drive? Yeah, I'm good. As they get into their Ford F-250 murder truck.
They fall in.
Yeah, they fall in. I'm good. I'm driving. Dining ins especially, man. Dining outs too. Well, dining outs, you're supposed to bring a significant other and all that. So
isn't there one too? You can't show too much affection to your significant other in uniform.
You're not supposed to have public display of affection, something like that. So,
yeah.
So
you can get articles on that too.
But there is also traditions and articles of etiquette that you're supposed to have for dining in, like the etiquette of ladies first. Yes, ladies. Yeah. How you're supposed to serve how you're supposed to be served, and how you to be served. Again, everyone's like looking it up. No shit, it is in there. Article 134 paragraph. Now, of course, I think that adultery. I think that the adultery. I will probably bring this with Sergeant's time. That's my homework assignment. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, there is one for adultery, isn't there?
Yeah, but I think that's changed. I think there's a change in the UCMJ with that. Appreciate it, Musa.
Really?
I know you'll drive me. Yeah. I think that's changed. I think that's like I think that's what some of the kids are calling it. If you're on a divorce layover, you know what that means? You know what a divorce layover is? It's like when you're going through divorce and you're seeing somebody else and you're going to get divorced, and then your significant, your soon-to-be ex-wife or husband's going to get pissed off and say, "Oh man, you're cheating on me," but you've been like hoeing all over the place yourself, and you were already seeking a divorce to begin with, and like that's the divorce layover. That's like the bridge in between a final divorce and the process of a divorce. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
the transition period.
Exactly, the transition period from going, yep, we're getting divorced, and all of a sudden the shit. I think it's pretty fucked up too. If you're going through a divorce and all of a sudden you want to check the person that's divorcing you, or you are divorcing, and you want to call their command saying they're fucking, even though you have 1,500 fucking you got like 10 fucking OnlyFans accounts and you fucking whatever. So it used to be 1 year separation in North Carolina before you get divorced. Legally, during that time, you're not allowed to see anyone else. Yeah, I guarantee it. Yeah. Does it oppose for you to? Yeah. Divorce layovers were. Yeah, that's what I've been told. Somebody asked me about that. So interesting. What the kids be telling me these days.
Wow.
So, anyways, it's time to take a break. I'm gonna take a break. Refill your glasses. Go smoke them if you got them. Go repack a bowl. Sorry. Take a couple edibles. Refill your drink. Take a leak. We're rocking in 2023. Not giving a shit. We hope the meteor comes. It's time to burn it down. Yada yada yada. So, with that, we'll be right back and shots.
What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
Nothing feels the same. Let it all be
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back. With the last half of the first show of 2023, the Monday edition. I'm your host, Ice, and of course I got in the gunner seat the man that I should not have forgotten, Shipwreck.
Woohoo!
My bad, dude, my bad. My mind was scatterbrained. Anyways.
Did you get COVID?
Did I get COVID? I got yeah, everything's good. As soon as you took off, Mike, he's still rocking. He's still on. Now he's still on chat. No big deal. That's really weird. We're playing with some tech, new tech. You know, our Grand Admiral of Technology, CQ. He's actually chief of R&D for the WTF Nation. He's the one that makes sure that all of our tech and techno stuff and ability to communicate with guests. He's the man behind the scenes. Aside from him being a host on WTF Nation Radio, but we were having a nothing too really big of a deal. What's up, Elizabeth? We're not really sweating it, but I asked Mike to come on to see, or CQ to come on to shoot the shit to see if he could fix it, and it fixed it as soon as he came on the mic. So I don't know what's going on. So now we're good to go.
Go figure.
Go figure. Yeah, exactly. Ghost of the Machine shit. But anyways, okay, where were we talking about? What were we talking about? UCMJ stuff, and we were talking about how the UCMJ. If you're the Emperor, does that mean you're Vader? Yeah, you got to put the costume on. You got to put the armor on, CQ. Speaking of Rona, it's been kind of quiet about it, right? People already talking.
Yeah, until we had some drops. So
what happened?
Twitter drops.
Till we had some Twitter drops. Everyone had Everyone have full faith in the system until it come to prove the system was working against you. System. See, you can't say rigged because that's a Trump thing. If it's rigged, it's rigged. That's like a Trump thing. It's just like it's rigged, it's rigged.
Okay, it was coordinated to what's the word I'm looking for? Coordinated to give misleading guidance. How about that?
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah, misleading guidance. There you go. Yeah. Okay.
Does that sound a little bit better than the other way?
Well, I mean, if you guys are talking about the Twitter files, talking about the collaborative, and I guess like the Fauci files are going to come out too. So everyone thinking that the collaborative work between our government and Twitter and specific cabinets have been revealed by Elon Musk, and I think that more should be revealed. I think all that work should be done. All of it.
Have you actually read the drops, though? Just out of curiosity.
Yes, I think the last one I read was the one that everyone was pinging me about. As soon as it was announced that the Twitter was working with the with the U.S. government with the U.S. government to use psychological operations platforms. I kind of got questions about that. I got questions. Like people were sending me DMs and people were like blowing up my everything about it. And
it was black and white. What was being dropped. And you know what I found for curiosity, because I read it a couple of times, it wasn't just Twitter. It was actually Microsoft was involved,
Yep.
Facebook was involved.
Yep.
So this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
So if this proves that, and then this comes out that Facebook and Microsoft and a couple other ones, they all had a big giant meeting. They had a meeting
pretty much
with Trump, and they had a meeting with Biden. Of course, they had both different points of views on it, but they all social media was involved. So
real quick,
I want to see the rest of it.
Yeah, Branko asked a question. Should the USCMJ be written? Yes, but not. Actually, it should be more severe when it comes to thieves. I'm not talking about fucking appropriating, doing airborne relocations when you need equipment somewhere in the field because it's being used in the Army. You didn't steal it from the Army, but I'm talking about thieves like barracks thieves, people who steal cars, people who steal property. I think that needs to kind of be more severe. I also think that some of the moral or Puritan like things that you got busted for, because I know Joe was talking about earlier, you could get busted for committing specific acts.
Well, has it ever been UCMJ ever been evaluated and adjusted ever?
Yeah, of course they have. It's been adjusted, but it's just for some things it seems like it's a little slow on the tick.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? To get
so since they readdressed PT, this would be something they should readdress too for more current modern times. You would say.
I mean, PT should be straight up. If you could do PT and you have no issues, then.
Yeah, but then they put a big study on PT and try to make PT changes and
Not only did they make PT changes again with the signing of the NDAA, which this will be covered during Sergeant's time.
They should do that to the UCMJ.
They're now making
it up to modern speeds.
Right. But they're now making it. They're now making it to where the ACFT, the Army Combat Fitness Test, is now going to be gender neutral. I mean gendered, I should say. Gendered. It's going to be gendered. So before it was gender neutral, now it's going to be gendered. Which. Dude, the whole ACFT rollout was a fucking train wreck anyway. So it's not like it's.
And all the Joes knew it.
Well, all the Joes, yeah, exactly. Happy New Year. Wait, who's this? Wait, Mara. Wait, did we have is this? Wait a minute. That name sounds familiar. Hang on, I've been seeing a lot of familiar. Mary. Hang on. Oh, we back. Yeah, we back. ACFT non-binary. Exactly. You either do it or you're not. Can you say non-binary? I mean, hi friends. Hey, what's up? All right. Who's the one who's in our freaking? The strippers can off post say otherwise. What was that one? So are you guys talking amongst yourselves?
Are you talking about the backgate ones or? It's always a backgate.
Yeah, exactly.
A stripper.
Yeah. Exactly.
Entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, all right. Well, shit. We're just, like I said, we're just easing back into the new year. I think. Let's see. What do we got going on? What do we got going on the calendar? We got some guests that we're currently working right now. I'm excited because freaking we get our calendar updated. We got some guests coming. We have some guests they're in discussions. We have 2 more shows coming on this year. Soon we'll be having 2 more broadcasts added to the lineup. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. That'll be awesome. Can't wait. Not especially when we're gonna have a sports show, like all dedicated ESPN like sports show, centered on like Sports Center. Show shit talking left and right about sports. And I know lately sports has been pretty freaking. I know my Raiders lost. They lost against the 49ers. Raiders lost.
Go 49ers.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, they lost every time. There's some drama there. I'm pretty sure I will call in myself when the sports show takes off. That'll be fun.
You with sports? I'm going to sit back and watch this one.
No.
You call it in.
No. Again, like I told you, man, I'm the type of person that likes seeing things that you're just not supposed to look at. Anything that has to do with controversy, to include sports, to include the Raiders, to include, what they're doing to Brad Carr. cleavage, dumpster fires, the sun, shit you're not supposed to look at. I will say again, I love shit like that. Train wrecks, I like. So any sports drama, I will more than likely call and say, hey, what's up? And that's going to be with the new host. It's going to be pretty cool. So just stay tuned with that. I think he's going to pop into CQ, shoot the shit with CQ. We're going to intro one of our new hosts. And it's going to be great. It's going to be like SportsCenter. I'm going to have the coach, and we're going to have King. His name is King. We're going to have King on there. King and the coach. That's going to be cool shit. Can't wait to see those two back and forth banter. And then we have the smoke pit opening up soon. Again, pay attention to adverts, posts, tweets, Instagram postings of our new shows coming out. I'm more pumped about that than I don't want to saying okay, whatever with Pop Culture Warrior, whatever with Sergeant Time, whatever with Friday Night Freedom. I'm pretty stoked that we're doing these shows. So, of course, empowering veterans to come on and step up to the mic. And I think they're almost done with their training period, and then that way we can get them on, and that'd be cool. I can't wait. I'm excited. If anything else, because every Sunday I have some the format for the smoke pit. Just think of Sergeant's Time. You know how Sergeant's Time, it's myself and Spanky, senior NCO discussion, leader professional development, right? The smoke pit is the smoke pit. It's what your soldiers are talking about. So when I'm up here going, Sergeant's Time, the smoke pit's talking about, all right, here's what's really happening, giving you the Joe level side of the story. So PNN, exactly that, just like, but with more
on any subject.
Yeah, about any subject. Could be anything. It could be something you walk up to the smoke pit shooting the shit with the Joes, and you walk up and you're like, hey, what's up, Sergeant? Hey, what's up? What's going on? Man, did you hear about so and so? So all this again, we all have kind of like our own format. So I'm excited to see how the smoke pit's going to roll out, and who you see is going to. So it's going to be exactly that, Patrick. It's going to be like PNN. It is going to be. So we have Sergeant's Time for the Sorents and the olds, I guess you would say, and then the Gary, the whole truth. Yeah. So it's basically connecting the story. So there's been a lot of stuff that's been happening over the holidays that you'll have noticed the U.S. Army WTF Moments has posted, and we will get into more detail as time progresses. So I think that's it. You got anything else for me? You got anything for? I came out here some quick banter and shit, but what you got, man?
Man, you're covering it all. I can't wait to start hearing all these other shows start popping off.
Right, dude.
Right. It doesn't happen overnight, but when it does, it's going to be great things.
Right, and I got two pitches. I have two individuals that are going to pitch me there. So we're going to expand. We're going to grow. And when that pitch happens, it's going to be pretty cool. As a matter of fact, somebody's talking about a PT like one, doing some PT and doing some tips. Yeah, dude, like, getting some tips and tricks in on how to pass an ACFT, but from the WTF Nation staff. So you might see an admin who's retired, who's out, who's going to teach you how to do some lifts or do some. Like I said, I was intrigued when someone said, "Hey, you going to do some PT stuff?" It won't be live. It'll probably be pre-recorded and posted.
Will there be a membership fee for that?
Yeah, exactly. It's gains a clock, motherfuckers. Do cocaine and you'll pass the ACFT, unless you have an underlying heart condition, of course. And of course, we can't endorse that stuff. Anything you hear is clearly, of course, the opinion of the host of WTF Nation Radio, not the opinion of U.S. Army WTF. What else? I think that's it. I think that's a pretty good Monday. Okay, looking forward to tomorrow's Pop Culture Warrior, and then of course a Sergeant's Time, and then of course Friday Night Freedom, and then man, this 2023 is going to be kicking it off. I love it. All the ideas that are coming my way. I've been so busy. Look to see changes in the WTFNationRadio.com website right now. We have the Discord applet or little link window is in there. So if you want to go inside and check it out and sign it around, once we start getting it more active, there's gonna be a lot more people in there. I'm gonna be in there. I'm gonna start showing my face running around, getting it on some cams and stuff like that. Discord's kind of like it's going to be kind of like the updated version of the old chat, if you guys remember. Except Discord will they're the ones that do most of the moderation. So I'm excited about that. So that's going to be pretty cool because all of our podcasts are being linked. All of it currently right now, the framework is being completed. All the hosts will be able to load up all of our podcasts that you hear, MP3 style load up. I think the last time I posted a podcast was 10 March 2022, I think. And so all of our hosts will be reloading some of their podcasts that they have downloaded themselves. So I appreciate your all's patience. So I'm excited. I'm stoked. We got a lot of collaborative events going on with some larger veteran influencers that you're going to be surprised that you guys are going to be working with them. It's going to be pretty cool. We're going to be doing a lot of campaigns and awareness campaigns as well, specifically in the topic of MST and veteran suicide. So with that, man, I was finishing over my notes. I think my notes I got a lot of covered. Don't forget, we have Grunts Gaming Network. They're currently on the timeline right now on the main page. They're up below us. And then what you got the. Then we have U.S. Space Force WTF moments. Those guys they do some posts here and there. Most of it's because they actually do shit. They actually launching rockets and shit. They're actually doing stuff. So unless it's a big thing, they're talking about doing a podcast too, which I'm curious to see how that's going to roll out. A Space Force WTF moments podcast. That's going to be hilarious. So the WTF Nation is definitely going to grow a little bit bigger. Grunts Gaming Network currently right now streaming. You can catch them on Twitter. You can catch them on Facebook as well. You can catch us on all the fucking socials. Twitch. What's that? Twitch. 2 Facebook pages. And then YouTube. And share, like, and follow. Yada, yada, yada. What else? I think that's it.
Oh, 2023 is going to be great. Keep on growing every year.
Yeah, dude. It's going to be fun. I cannot wait. So, aside that, thank you guys for hanging out with us and shooting the shit. If you got anything for me, if you don't have anything for me, shit, Rick, you have a good night, bro.
You too, man.
All right. Well, y'all have a good night, and see ya.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio. The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Get to see somebody.
Я батько. Я молодший брат. Я водій маршрутки. Я скоро одружуся. Я фанат Шахтера.
Начальник отдела продаж.
Я прораб.
Я программист. Я свидетель на свадьбе.
Дядя Юра. Таксист. Я вчитель фізкультури.
Я студент-геолог. У мене своя фірма.
Я кращий друг зі школи. Я сусід, який завжди стукає по батареї.
Я єдиний син.